So for our stomach today, I'm going to be using ravioli to demonstrate our digestive journey. So our first step is to put our food into our mouth. So I'm going to be using this bowl to demonstrate our mouth. So we're going to pour all of that lovely ravioli into our mouth. Now, when our food's in our mouth, do we just swallow it? What do we do?
I think we use our teeth, Gabby.
You're exactly right. So our teeth are the first step of mechanical digestion. So our teeth are starting to help break down the food and chew, but it's kind of tricky. What else do we have in our mouth?
I know when I eat, my mouth gets really watery, so I'm gonna have to say saliva.
You're exactly correct. So we have saliva. Lucky for you guys, I've been saving this all morning, so we have plenty here. I'm gonna add in my saliva and then continue to break it down. So your saliva is starting chemical digestion. It's starting to break down the carbs in your food, and your teeth are continuing that mechanical motion, the action of breaking it down. Now, once we're done chewing, it's gonna travel to our esophagus.
Yeah, first it's actually going to go to the back of our throat, and it's going to create what's called a bolus. Now, a bolus is just a ball of food, and that ball of food is going to travel down your esophagus. So here we have our little tube to demonstrate an esophagus, right? It's just about this long in an adult human, and the bolus is going to travel down your esophagus. But when the food travels down your esophagus, is that just from gravity? Can you swallow while you're lying down? You can actually. I wouldn't recommend it because you may also choke, but gravity is not what's bringing the food down. It's actually a motion called peristalsis. So that is going to push all of that ball of food, that bolus, down into the next part of our digestive system. So after it goes through our esophagus, it's actually going to go to our stomach, right, Gabby?
Yes, that's exactly correct. So I have a very fancy device here to demonstrate our stomach. So this plastic bag is going to be our stomach. After it travels through our esophagus and goes into our stomach, it's going to continue a little bit of mechanical digestion. So your stomach is churning and turning and helping break down that food even further. It's starting to look very delicious. I hope you guys ate lunch already. So once this is going on and mechanically breaking down, we have some chemical digestion in our stomach too. Chloe, do you know what we have in our stomach?
I believe it's stomach acid, Gabby.
That's exactly correct. So we have gastric acid. Now, if we have stomach acid, how come I don't have a giant hole in my shirt? It's not burning a hole through my stomach.
Gabby, I think it's actually because of the same stuff that's in our nose, so mucus.
You are exactly correct. Just like in our nose, we have a special mucus that helps line our stomach, helps regrow that stomach lining, and keeps it a nice environment so you're not spilling pizza out all the time. So we're gonna add in some mucus as we're adding in that stomach acid. Get lots of nice, delicious, slimy mucus in there. That looks great. All right, so that looks pretty good. So this is continuing to churn and turn, and where does it head next?
I think it's gonna go to one of our intestines, right? But which one, our small intestine or our large intestine? And which one's which, Gabby?
I guess we'll have to take a look. So we're gonna carry both of these up so you guys can see how long they are, and we'll make some observations.
So this is about as far as I can go before I start running into some more of our exhibits. But you can see that we're holding two tubes right now. We have a skinnier, longer tube and a wider, shorter tube. Now, I think that our small intestine is going to be the one with a smaller diameter. Is that correct, Gabby?
That's exactly correct. So it's a lot longer, but it has a much smaller diameter. And so this one is our small intestine. It's around 21 feet in a grown adult.
Wow. That's crazy. So what happens in the small intestine, Gabby?
Yeah, so our small intestine is where a lot of the nutrients start to get absorbed into our body. We have something called villi that line the small intestine, so you all can make some villi at home. These help grab onto the ingredients and good minerals and vitamins in your body. We also have something called bile that's made otherwhere in our body but really gets to action in our small intestine. So bile is really what's helping break down the fats in your diet. So my favorite food is pizza. That's lots of fat. So I have to make sure that the bile is doing work in the body, helping break all of that down into usable nutrients for our energy.
Wow. So if that's what happens in our small intestine, then I believe the next stop would be our large intestine, right?
Exactly correct. Now our large intestine is like a giant strainer. So I'm gonna filter it through our strainer here. As you can see, it's separating the liquid from the solid bits of our food. Now the liquid bits are reabsorbed into the body, and all that's left is starting to be solid waste. And we even have bacteria in our body.
Bacteria like E. coli, right?
Exactly. Now E. coli might sound scary, but there's good kinds of E. coli and bacteria in our gut that helps break down food even more. So I'm going to sprinkle in some bacteria. Your bacteria actually essentially poops nutrients into the body, so vitamins and minerals that you need to stay healthy. And what's the last step of digestion? What is this reminding you guys of?
Looks a little bit like poop to me.
You're exactly right, Chloe. So that there is the end of our digestive journey. Once you have the solid waste that your body no longer needs, you have to excrete it.
Yep, so the last stop of our digestive tract is actually going to be our rectum and out our anus. So Gabby is going to demonstrate a poop.
All right, ready? In 3, 2, 1. Oh,
Oof.
I hope you guys are super hungry after this. Thank you so much for joining us on our digestive journey. Check out azscience.org for more awesome science, and have a great day.